Have you ever looked at a photograph of yourself and wished you could see what happened just a few seconds after the shutter clicked? Or maybe you have looked at a picture from a birthday party or a graduation and wished you could feel the excitement of that moment all over again. We spend our lives capturing small pieces of reality on our phones. We collect thousands of images that sit in our pockets. We think we are saving our memories, but often those photos feel flat and still. They are like pressed flowers in a book. They show us what happened, but they do not always show us how it felt. Today we are living through a massive change in how we see the world. We are moving into a time where technology is allowing us to breathe life into those flat images. But this is not just about making fancy videos or showing off cool tricks. It is about something much deeper. It is about how we can use the unreal to make the real feel more honest. It is about finding the magic that happens when we stop trying to replace our lives and start trying to celebrate them in new ways. To understand this, we must first look at the surface concept of what most people think about when they hear the words artificial intelligence. On the surface, many people see this technology as a way to create entirely new worlds. They think of big movies with dragons or space stations that do not exist. We look at AI and think of it as a tool for fiction. It seems like something that takes us away from our actual lives and puts us into a dream. On the surface, it looks like a toy for making things that are fake. We see people making silly videos of their friends melting or floating away. This is very entertaining and it makes us laugh. It creates a sense of wonder because it breaks the rules of physics. We think that the goal of this technology is to see how far we can get away from the truth. We assume that the more unreal a video is, the more impressive it must be. But if we only look at the surface, we miss the real power of what is happening. This brings us to a hidden assumption that many of us carry about our own technology. We often assume that a camera is the only way to capture the truth. We believe that if a lens saw it, then that is exactly how it was. But the hidden truth is that a camera is a very limited tool. It captures light and shapes, but it cannot capture your heart or your mood. It cannot capture the way the air felt or the way your stomach flipped when you were nervous. We assume that adding something digital to a real photo makes it less true. But what if the opposite is true? What if the real world is actually the foundation and the AI is just a way to add the feeling back in? We assume that generative technology is here to replace our cameras, but it might actually be here to help our cameras catch up to our emotions. We have been trapped in a world where we think we have to choose between the real and the unreal. But the hidden reality is that the most powerful experiences happen right in the middle, where the two worlds blend together. If we look at the structural pattern of how we connect with images, we see a very interesting shift. For a long time, the pattern was about being an observer. You looked at a photo of someone else doing something amazing. Then the pattern changed to being a participant, where you took a selfie to show you were there. Now we are seeing a new structural pattern where you become the main character of a narrative. The technology is shifting from creating random chaos to creating personal stories. Think about the pattern of a simple office joke. Someone takes a photo of a coworker and uses a tool to make it look like they are inflating like a balloon. The pattern starts with a real person in a real place. Because we know the person and we know the place, the humor feels much stronger. If it was just a cartoon character, it would not be as funny. The structure of the connection depends on the reality of the person involved. When we apply this pattern to bigger things, we see that the audience connects most when the ratio is just right. When there is just a little bit of magic added to a real-life moment, it feels grounded. It feels like our own lives, but slightly enhanced. This structural pattern tells us that the most successful use of technology is not to leave our reality behind, but to stay firmly planted in it while adding a touch of imagination. This allows us to reframe our entire perspective on the future of memory. We can reframe this technology as a way to honor the things we love. Instead of seeing it as a way to make fake videos, we can see it as a way to make our memories feel as big as they did when they were happening. Imagine taking a photo of a simple park bench and a slice of pizza. On its own, it is just a boring picture. But if you add the feeling of a UFO sighting or a sense of mystery, you are reframing that moment to match your imagination. You are not trying to lie about what happened. You are trying to capture the fun and the curiosity you felt in your mind. We can reframe AI as a bridge between the lens and the heart. It is a way to remember things not just as they were captured by a machine but as they were captured by our feelings. This perspective changes the goal from making something perfect to making something that makes us feel something. Truly feeling a connection is the most important part of the experience. Applying this to our daily life can be a lot of fun. It starts with the idea that we should not be afraid to play with our own reality. The next time you take a photo of a special moment, think about what was happening in your heart at that time. Maybe you were feeling like you were flying or like the world was moving in slow motion. You can use these new tools to bring that feeling to life. You can become the main character of your own story. This is not just for experts in big offices. It is becoming so easy that anyone can do it in just a few hours. We can use it to tell jokes with our families or to celebrate a small win at work. We can use it to make our friends laugh by putting them in weird and wonderful situations. By doing this, we are actually paying more attention to our real lives. We are looking closer at our photos and our memories to find the spark of fun. We are engaging with our history in a way that is active rather than passive. This helps us to value our real-life moments even more because we know they are the seeds for something magical. We can also deepen our understanding of why fun matters so much. Fun is often seen as something extra or something that is not serious. But in the world of creation, fun is actually a compass. It tells us when we are on to something important. When a group of people laughs together at a silly video, they have found a point of connection. That connection is real even if the video is not. We can use fun as a guide for how we use technology. If we are having fun, we are likely moving toward a more human experience. This deepening of our connection to joy is what will keep us grounded as the technology becomes more powerful. We should not use these tools to hide from the world or to pretend we are someone else. We should use them to show the world who we really are on the inside. We are creatures of imagination and emotion. By blending the real and the unreal, we are finally able to show the full picture of what it means to be alive. We are honoring our own stories by giving them the movement and the light they deserve. The future is not about replacing the sun with a digital lamp. It is about using the lamp to show how beautiful the sun was when it hit the park bench. We are entering an era where our photos will no longer be still. They will move with our hearts. They will reflect our dreams and our humor. We will look back on the people we used to be and we will be happy that we found a way to make our memories dance. This is the ultimate celebration of the life we are actually living. It is a way to say that our moments mean something and that they are worth a little bit of magic. As you walk through your day and capture your next photo, consider the hidden layers of that moment. Think about the sounds and the smells and the secret thoughts you are having. Those are the pieces of the unreal that make your real life so special. We have the tools now to make those layers visible. We can choose to be the authors of our own visual history. By doing so, we are not just making videos, we are making a more colorful and honest version of our own reality. If you could take one single memory from your past that only exists as a still photo and add just a tiny bit of movement to capture the exact emotion you were feeling in that moment, how would that change the way you share your true self with the people you love today?